Hey everyone, let's ask some questions, point out some things that occurred, and talk about what just the hell went on yesterday at our nation's capital. Welcome to OK Miles. Yesterday, the debate over whether to certify the electors from Arizona was underway by both the Senate and House when Capitol grounds were infiltrated by large swaths of individuals. I have a few questions. First, where the hell was the police at the Capitol building? I've been to many secured locations while serving in the Navy, including many events that included groups of senators or representatives, and even the president. While the president's security is, as to be expected, extraordinarily heavy, one would expect the security of where the electoral votes are being certified and the second and third in line for the presidency are conducting official business to be just as heavy. Second, who were these agitators here? You'll have to excuse me for not immediately believing initial reports that no Antifa or nefarious agitators were involved when Antifa has published material for previous MAGA rallies instructing their members to disguise themselves by wearing MAGA gear. I personally received a briefing from an intelligence operator that was on the ground yesterday stating unequivocally there were organized agitators, separate from the MAGA crowd. Furthermore, how many MAGA, Drive for 45, Freedom, or Stop the Steal rallies have been violent? Not one. Third, what happened to the focus on election integrity? All the focus has been shifted to this narrative of MAGA supporters storming the Capitol. I want to make something incredibly clear. If you are not speaking out against the rioting in Kenosha, Portland, New York City, or any of the 100 other Black Lives Matter protests turn violent, you have absolutely no standing whatsoever commenting on this. Let me remind you that the Kenosha riots were started due to Jacob Blake, a guy who, in the wake of the riots, was allowed to plead down from a sexual assault felony to a misdemeanor after having digitally raped a woman. If you're going to claim that black people are systematically discriminated against, and it requires a systematic change, then tell me exactly how burning down cities accomplishes that. For anyone wanting to unequivocally state without evidence that this was 100% MAGA individuals, while I in absolutely no way endorse what they did, at least these dumbasses had the wherewithal to go to the nation's capital and not in their local Foot Locker. It's amazing that the mainstream media, who for years reported that the 2020 election would be vulnerable, has lockstep ignored the realities from this election. Remember this from 2017 CNN?
Do you believe that right now we are in a position where the 2020 election will be hacked?
Oh, without question. I mean, the 2020 election will be hacked no matter what we do, even if we're as more successful than I even think we could be.
And now?
The most secure election in American history.
How about just a few months ago in Kenosha, CNN?
What you're seeing behind me is one of multiple locations that have been burning in Kenosha, Wisconsin over the course of the night.
And now?
This is treason.
Rasmussen reports that even 39% of Democrats believe the election was fraudulent or rigged against President Trump. You even have a Georgia Democrat state representative, Vernon Jones, announce his switching party affiliations to Republican because how adamant he believes the state of Georgia's election was tainted. Funny how Wikipedia removes his photograph. Is it in an attempt to hide the fact that he's black? Because there was definitely one there last month, and even a nicer one before he started bringing up questions about the integrity of the election months ago. There are still considerable questions about the election, but one thing is clear. Joe Biden will be the constitutional 46th president of the United States, and whether we like that or not does not matter. What does matter are the actions of his policies put forth in the wake of this as an excuse to either further hamper freedom of speech or restrict our liberties. Those who decided to storm the Capitol are certainly not the people I or any good conservative would associate myself with. If you enjoyed today's show and would like to see this content grow, help me by sharing this video or follow me on social media. I've provided the links below. If you want to financially support what we're doing here, you can do that through Patreon. I'm Miles Rahimi, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.